I choose to challenge everybody and myself to think about how our unconscious biases affect us in our everyday life and how we can improve that. I'm Tina. I recently joined RSM as a postdoc for the Equal for Europe project. It's a project focusing on gender equality in business schools. And before I joined the project, the partners already did a survey to assess the situation within these different schools, how gender balanced things are and not. And they can tell you a little bit about the findings. Surprise, surprise, it's not that much gender balance in two ways. One is horizontal gender imbalance. In the admin roles, you have a majority of women working there, about 2/3 or even more sometimes. But if you then look at leadership and academic roles, it's a majority of men working there. So we can see that in terms who is doing what kind of job, that there is an inequality. But when we also have a vertical inequality in the sense who is leading and who's making decisions, where men dominate. It's not men against women or women against men. We are all affected by this, by how we developed as a society. So if I'm honest and if I reflect on things, it's not that I'm limited by society, that I think, oh, me as a woman, am I really, able to become a researcher? But it's also, if I look at women and men, I do judge them differently. And I think the first step with a lot of things is to, recognize it and to accept it. And only then we can move forward. And it's not about shaming others, oh, look at you, how bad you are. Look at men, how they, suppress women. It's about how can we create a better future, and accepting that the status quo at the moment is not equal and it's not justice, but that we have to change it. And it's not about how this happened and, we know that there are differences. I think it's about how can we move forward. And with her thing, and I think that's a very important thing, is that we all have a very, unconscious biases. And these are very hard to, to work with or to reduce. I remember when I was younger and studied, we had a gender and equality course, and I didn't really, wanted to join that course. Actually, I didn't, to be honest. I didn't have to. But I thought, I'm from Eastern Germany. My parents both worked. My dad did more in the household than my mom. My mom is earning more than my dad. Like, this is not concerning me. But realizing that not only, how my parents live their life, but the whole society does affect me. We leave out talent. We leave out certain resources we could use. And if we talk about gender, that's 50%. And do we have the luxury to leave out 50% of the talent and 50% of our resources, which we could use? And I think with ever more challenges like global warming or the current pandemic, I do think we need everybody to create a better future for all of us.